you always knew it was an ever-changing industry, but I think I truly experienced it. It never stops, but it was a wow moment of I get to experience this, and then I still get to experience it again and again. Hi, my name is Rinat van Eden. I'm the 16th edition of the FBA, and join me on match day at STVV. So I'm at STVV as an intern, as a Marketing and Data Analyst Intern. What this entails is basically I'm looking at data for the marketing team to who we should retarget, which fans are buying one-off tickets and aren't returning again to the stadium. This is to generate income and just to see where we are a gap in the market, where we aren't seeing what the gut feeling doesn't show you, what the data shows you of who isn't coming and who isn't returning to the stadium. This is a very much after the fact work, so on match days I get to enjoy the football. Today is quite a big day. We're hosting Club Bruges, historically a big club in Belgium, and currently the season Sint-Truiden are doing very well in the league, and this is a battle for second, 2 points differing the two clubs. So it is quite a big night, and we've set the theme for tonight at the stadium as Club Night. My work is much more after the fact and possibly before games to almost recruit fans or just know who to target in our marketing campaigns. That means match days for me is, well, firstly enjoying the football, but also beforehand seeing where I can help, even if it's minuscule tasks like rushing to the other side of the stadium just because there's no paper or the ink is missing, or going up to the skyboxes and handing out the match day schedule and agenda and the starting lineups to the VIPs. It's just those small things that you alleviate work from someone else that might help there during match days. As we all know, it's a chaotic experience in itself, and to alleviate any workload from everyone is what I do on match day. What we realized is our partners aren't all getting the same exposure during a press interview, as it is a static background. So what we did as the marketing team, we put on an iPad, so that will be placed later on here in front of the two managers with rotating images of the partners. So the reason for that is that partners don't all get the same exposure. So with the rolling images on the iPads, all partners would have the same exposure during an interview of the manager post-match or pre-match. So my day-to-day, there's no single way to say what is a day-to-day, as it's forever changing, forever new ideas in our department. There's always, as examples, I'll just talk and say, listen, why don't we target this week the youth, and then I need to make sure that the youth aren't already coming to most of our games in our database, or the youth are already attending, or they have season tickets, so we don't need to recruit them, we maybe need to recruit their parents as a marketing campaign. So my day-to-day can differ from one week to another, from day to day itself. Furthermore, other work that I've been doing was analysis on past season ticket holders, who left their season ticket, who renewed, what's the personal profile of the fan base. It's much easier to have a gut feeling of it, as you are in the club, you're every day at match days, but to have an unbiased opinion is sometimes, and what data gives us is an unbiased opinion of who really is the people attending, who really is the people purchasing season ticket holders. And the people that you're losing is maybe the youth, so that you know maybe your season ticket is too expensive, or maybe it's the elderly that it is inaccessible for them to come to matches anymore. So the data gives you a pinpoint accuracy of the season ticket holder evolution, as we can say. There was also a few evolutions that were interesting, that there were more wider spread communities coming into the city to support the club than that they expected. So that's one thing data doesn't tell you, because you don't know where every person comes from to the stadium, you just know that they're here. So with the database of people filling in their profile before buying a ticket, you know they're coming from abroad or they're coming from nearby towns. So then you know maybe it should be organizing a bus from certain towns to accommodate these people. And things you don't realize that you learned is I think the most valuable. There's there's chaos, but you learn yourself so much quickly and you don't realize what you've learned. But to pinpoint one thing, I would say thrive in chaos, but also have your space organized, your work organized, your work on time. Then the chaos won't affect you, but everything will affect you in the industry. It's something that's ever changing. You always knew it was an ever changing industry, but I think I truly experienced it. Yeah, I don't think there was a single wow moment, but it was a moment of greeting people in a way, greeting a steward, greeting our sporting director, or just greeting someone on the sideline that I've seen week in, week out here at the stadium. It was a moment of realization of, oh, you always knew it was an ever-changing industry, but I think I truly experienced it. Yeah. So I arrived here on the Saturday, and Sunday was their big derby against Genk. Yeah, it's a Limburg derby. It's passionate. It's I want to say it's brutal, and it's very much a local derby. So I was privileged enough to have it here at the stadium, experience it here, and then the realization of 12 hours later walking into the office and it's calm. It was almost like calm before the storm, but calm after the storm, and now you doing your day to day. I think that realization of the contrast of the fans and everything going to the office of saying, okay, well, this happened over the weekend, we need to react. Or it was just a realization of it never stops, but it was a wow moment of I get to experience this, and then I still get to experience it again and again in the coming weeks. I think one thing that is also exceptional to the FBA is how they choose partners to the internships. The personalities and the people culturally need to fit, and I think to an extent they hit the nail on the head with my internship. It's definitely you need someone to think about it, and there's definitely a thought process behind. They didn't just get me an internship, there was a thought process behind it, and I think that's very valuable, as anyone can get an internship, but to really have the right internship is quite exceptional. From this experience, I've seen myself in different type of roles, and in a long-term future, possibly. It's just, I see myself more as a sponsorship in that agreements type of role. It's where there's a relationship with people, where you build a relationship with the club and help generate income for the club through different packages or hospitality. I think there's a very intricate way of doing it, and it takes a certain personality, but always up for the challenge.